stuff away. So,
All right, I am starting the recording. Welcome to Tuesday, our inner circle. I know we're having a couple more guests. We'll see if they show up. They said they were. So I wanna say thank you, Tynesha, Michaela, Lori, Christina, and our special speaker tonight is Robin Carr. And let me turn on the AI. Um, and Robin, what we usually do every Tuesday, we go around and we share our wins and we do updates before we get into the topic. Tonight we have Robin, who tonight it's all about gratitude. This whole month we started with Black Friday sales, how to create your Black Friday. Who here has already created their Black Friday? Anybody? Like outlined it, get ready to launch because next week.
oh, that's something I missed. So
Yeah,
I
go
might,
back to the replay. It's in the school community.
oh, that's
All
why.
the
Okay.
replays. All the replays are in the school community. I want to re-emphasize that. That's where I put them in. Any worksheet goes in attached to the replay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Tina, can I
Anyway,
share real
so
quick? Can I
yes, go
share
ahead.
real quick? I'm
Yes.
working on my balloons for Black Friday, and I have like a candy cup topper for the
So
Grinch.
cute.
Um,
Cute.
and we put them on top of the clear cups with the dome lids, and
Okay.
then you could sell them. That I'm working on what my Black Friday deal is going to be for like
Okay.
different apartment complexes and like bigger orders for people that they can give them out to people for. So
Okay.
I'll know for sure soon what my Black Friday offer is going to be.
Yes, I'm working on mine too, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to work on my Black Friday offer. So I want to get that going. So yeah, so we got to focus. I mean, you don't have to. I invite you if you want to make more money. Focus on a Black Friday offer. Um, the start date the 22nd usually, and then go Cyber Monday is of course that Monday after Thanksgiving. So it's totally up to you what you want to do, but I recommend it. It's a great idea to get some extra cash. Okay. And so I want to go around and share your wins. I see a lot of things going on. Avalon's not here tonight, but I know she's got some wins. And who else wants to share their wins?
I'll go when you
What's
guys.
going on? Events you have going on, coming up. Doesn't have to be a win
Um,
necessarily. Tell me,
I would
Lori.
say for me, well, one win, I can say I'll shoot, basically not business related, as I finally got all my crap out of my old house. So
Uh-huh.
I'm finally,
Yes.
getting back into trying to get my old clothes, get all my clothes put together and stuff. But what I wanted to share is I know I've shared about it in another community is I have been doing something that I have been wanting to do for over a year now, which is driving around town, local businesses with business cards, flyers for my workshop, introducing myself, um, and building and working on building some personal relationships in the community. And quite a few places are interested in collaborating, having me come and bringing my workshops,
Good.
and
Good.
also maybe potentially even setting up an art show for next year and actually getting back into the groove with my first business, which was artwork. But
Yes,
there's
you
that.
had shared that your love for art.
Yeah,
Okay.
turns
So
out I can paint really good things, like really pretty landscapes, and so there's that.
awesome. All
Thank
right.
you, love you guys.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Who else wants to share their wins?
I can go. I got a question for Christina first. Did you meet your book goal? I know you had a goal in
Oh,
mind of how many books you wanted to sell. Did you meet
yes.
it?
Tell us.
I am at 47 and my book goal was 55. So I'm still
Okay.
working on it. But I'm almost there and I ordered exactly 55 books. So when
Wow.
they come in, instead of me having to ship them, I'll have a couple on hand. That'll just give me a little pad. So I'm at 47, so almost there.
Okay.
Good.
Congratulations. You
Thank
should
you.
definitely do like a reading or something.
Thank you.
Reading
Okay,
like a
I was thinking about that, and we're going to
Yes.
get together, me, Michaela, and Karen. I think we're in talks about getting together so that we can do like a Q&A or a panel type thing or a promotion type thing to
Yes.
talk about the different chapters in the book and to sell some more books.
I would do that.
Yeah,
I
that's
would do
a great idea.
a virtual event, the three of you or anybody else in the book. Do a panel, yeah, and a book discussion kind of thing. I think that'll be great. Awesome. Beautiful. I'm so excited. Michaela, what about you? What do you got going on?
I got a lot going on. I'm really excited about my poetry book, My First Love.
Yes.
That's
I
coming
didn't
out.
realize that.
Yeah, so I'm so
Good.
excited. You guys don't know. It's like your
Beautiful.
first love that you just kind of went separate ways. There was no breakup or anything. And then
I
you
love
see them
that.
again and you fall in love with them all over again. That's how I feel.
That is so good. All right, Kathy's coming in the room.
But
Robin, what about you? Oh, sorry,
well,
Michaela, did I cut you off? Go ahead, Michaela.
yes, you did. My
I'm
win
sorry.
for this
I'm
week
sorry.
is
Finish.
my daughter and my son-in-law was watching an interview that I gave a few months back, and my oldest granddaughter is convinced that I am a TV star. So last night she asked me when I'm going to be on TV again, what channel, so she can make sure she watches it. So that's my
Oh,
win. My grandbabies think I'm cool.
beautiful. Well, you are cool. You're a cool grandma. You're cool. You're
Yeah, but
cool.
I don't, now I'm officially cool because the grandbaby said so.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So, well, welcome, Kathy. How are you? Kathy's driving again. Where are you going now? You were driving last
I'm trying
week.
to go back home. My best friend had a really severe leg injury, and so I've been attending all of her wound care appointments with her.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I'm heading home from that.
Okay, yeah, I have a girlfriend that has got stage four cancer, and she's out of town, out of state, lives out of state. And so I said, I need to come down and spend some time and help you because she doesn't have really anybody. She's not married. She's also divorced, and I feel like I need to be there, and I can because I am free. I just love that part. Okay. I just yeah. I'm just like it's amazing. All right. So, Robin, what about you? Any wins you want to share?
Yeah, so I have a personal win and a business win.
Go ahead.
Personal win, I am home with my mom celebrating a couple days for her birthday. So home meaning in Georgia. I currently live in Biloxi, Mississippi, for those of you who may not know that.
Okay.
So I don't get to come home as often as I would like to, but we spent the day yesterday and it was a lot of fun. And business win, I spent a lot of today in Atlanta scouring different venues, and I have a lot of leads and a lot of really good connections that I have to follow up on. So I'm super excited about that.
Good.
Branching out of my little Mississippi bubble.
Good. Awesome. Yeah. One of the things, there's a woman in my community and she does a monthly networking. So getting out in person to networking events, connecting with people, that's really what I've been stepping up to and just going to different places and meeting different people. Like last week, I met with the client that we had never met in person. We had coffee and we just chit chatted because she's local. She's not far from me, and we were able to really get to know each other on a deeper level. I actually invited her tonight, and she was going to come. I don't know where she is, but anyway, I told her all about it. I even sent her the link. But whatever. So, all right, couple updates before we get into our speaker, who is Robin. So as you know, Steph and I had a workshop on November 8th on goal setting, vision mapping. I want to thank Christina and Lori for attending that one. We're taking it to the next step. Not only are we going to be offering it again in the spring, but we're also offering a 90-minute session with the workbook, and we will work with you one-on-one to map out your vision, set your goals for you and your business. Like really map it out because we can talk about it, but we're going to help you actually implement. All right. So anybody who wants to know more about it, reach out to me or Steph because we're going to work together. The two of us are going to work with you in that 90 minutes. Okay, so just so you know. And then May 1st to the 3rd, we have our first annual retreat. As you all know, $150 will hold the spot for you. It is $1,500 for the weekend, May 1st to the 3rd in Brookfield, Connecticut. I am working on posting it on my website. Anybody who's interested, reach out to me. that they want to hold the spot for $150, let us know. And you can be on a payment plan. All right, we want to work with you. It's going to be a real jam-packed weekend. You're going to have headshots. We're going to have a spa day. We're going to, there's a lake, there's a pool, there's a jacuzzi. We're going to really have a lot of fun. There's going to be a chef coming. I forgot something else we're doing that's really fun besides headshots. I think we're going to do facials. I mean, we're going to have a lot of fun during this weekend. So I want to reward you for being part of this community. We might open up the door to non-inner circle community. I did open it up to former members. I did send out messages to people that used to be in the inner circle, and they can join us as well because I'd like them to come to it. And we'll see how it goes. All right, we want to have up to 12 women. We want to have it intimate. And so anybody who wants to, who's interested, let us know. Any questions anybody have? I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited to be here. I mean, you have no idea. You probably
I have a
tell. Yes,
question.
Kathy, go ahead.
If I did the deposit and let's say I started in on a payment plan and it ended up not at the last minute but closer, would I be able to get my money back? And I couldn't meaning like I couldn't go because I don't know
Well,
what the
we
uncertainty
will
for next
refund you the
year. Okay.
money. We're not going to hold the money. Kathy, it's you. We're not holding the money. We're going to refund you
Okay.
the money. Okay, so I just want you to feel
Okay.
comfortable with that.
My goal is that I want to go. My goal is to go. I just
I know
need
you have a
to,
lot going on
I
next
don't know
year.
how
I
it's gonna
get
work.
it.
Yeah.
I know, I get it. So, yeah, I mean, we have the woman that is also going to help us facilitated. She's not charging me for her time, her training, because we're going to have training, and she's not charging. What you're paying for is the facility, the food, all the activities, all of the material. That's what you're going to be paying for. But you're not paying for her train. And this woman and this is where I'm going on Thursday night is she charges $500 a day for her training, okay, that she does. And she goes all over the United States, like she's always training. And so she's doing it for us, for me. I mean, we're paying for the Airbnb. It's an Airbnb. So we're paying her for the space. So she is getting, but she's not charging extra for her training. All right. So that's what I want you all to know. So you're actually going to have the opportunity to have someone who really will teach you things around business because it's called manifesting in your business. What will you manifest? And she has this framework called the peace method. Okay. And the
But
elements of our life. Okay. So anybody who's interested, yeah, Kathy, you will get your money back if you decide or can't. Yes, Kathy.
I have another question.
Go
Did
ahead.
you know her before the Airbnb or did you find her on Airbnb and it just ironically turned out she was a trainer?
Okay, so here's a okay, interesting thing. We had a woman here as a guest. Her name was Jeanette, and who's been here a couple times. I met her through a networking in person, by the way. In person, I met her. Then I stayed connected with her on Facebook. We chit-chatted, we've stayed connected on Facebook. Then I invited her here. She came. She said, I told her one-on-one, I said, I'm looking for a venue for a retreat. She said, oh, I know the perfect place for you. I know this woman, blah, blah, blah. And this woman, I met her and I'm like, oh my God, she's like a powerhouse woman. Like I've been attending her events and she doesn't charge. She's like such a giver. I'm actually thinking of
Wow.
joining her own networking group next year. Okay, because she does a networking once a month. And I'm like, wow, so she has this venue. So I met her not through Airbnb. I met her through Jeanette.
How ironic.
Okay. Yeah. So you just never know who you're going to meet when you go to in-person events. So you need to, this is the thing, showing up in rooms is important. I met Robin at a speakers competition, and I'm going to introduce her in a minute because I want her to get into her talk because, one of the things we always do is honor your time. But before we do that, we're going to take a picture, me with pictures. So Lori and Michaela. And I realized last week my head was down. Okay, I need to look in the camera. I am
I'm
so
sorry if I was making noise. I just realized my microphone's been on, and if I've been making some background noise, I
I
apologize.
didn't hear anything.
Okay, good.
I'm
And
gonna
here,
clock on for a minute, Tina, but you know I
okay.
don't feel good.
I know, but you look beautiful. There you are. Okay, on the count of three. One, two, three, smile. Okay, good. I was looking in the camera this time. I was so bad. All right. I hate when I don't do that. Okay, so I'm so grateful to have our speaker tonight. You know, this topic of gratitude was a topic that I was going to talk about, but then I said, you know what? I know someone who does this, who talks about it. So why should I do all the talking? I want to bring other people. And whenever I can find a speaker to come in here, I always love having other people coming in, sharing their viewpoint. So Robin and I met in New York at a speakers competition. Lori was there and we met her and she's a powerhouse. She won one of the three prizes. You were second or third? Second.
Second.
Second. Okay. Second. Second prize in the speakers competition. So we met there and got to meet her. And then we had a one-on-one. She was on my podcast as well. So if you haven't checked out my podcast on Spotify, Employee to Entrepreneur is the name of the podcast. If you haven't subscribed it, I would love for you to subscribe to it. I'll put the link in here in the chat so you can go there directly and check out all the episodes. But I'm going to share a little bit about Robin. All right. So Robin's business name is called Thrive Unapologetically. And she is a speaker. She's the creator of the Empower Comeback and the Empower Framework. She inspires audiences to transform adversity into strength, gratitude, and growth. Your past was preparation, and your comeback starts now. So I want to welcome you, Robin. It's a pleasure to have you here and to meet the women here. And all of you, please put your info in the chat. I didn't want to take a lot of time for the introductions because I do want to give you, Robin, enough time to talk, share, you know, and also allow for Q&A before we wrap it up at 8 o'clock. All right. So, Robin, take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. I can't start a gratitude talk with a little bit of thank you. So, not only for inviting me, but for you guys trusting me with your time as well as your energy, because that's important too. So, I do appreciate the introduction. And one very important thing that you forgot is that I'm someone who has had to rebuild their life multiple times. And in that, one of the biggest tools that I have found is gratitude. Very simple, but it's gratitude. So what I learned first and foremost is that you don't have to wait for the perfect circumstance to start to see your life differently. And that is what really started clicking for me. And I started realizing that your transformation or your comeback, as I like to call it, starts when you start to have that shift. And I'm here to be the gratitude. Yeah, sure I am. The bridge between surviving and thriving. And how you get there is gratitude. I'm not a brat, I promise. I'm just tired. I'm sorry. Okay. So,
Don't be sorry,
anyways,
Robin. It's okay.
I've been up since 5. Okay,
Me
so
too. Went to
perfect.
bed at
You
2
need
and
to
woke up at 5:30.
coin that new term. That's a new term.
Gratitude. There we go. So before we dive deeper, and you guys, I know some of you are driving, and if you can't, it's fine. But did any of you grow up where it was like embedded in you that if somebody did something for you or they gave you something, that you always said thank you? If you did, just throw it in the chat, raise your hand, give me a nod. Okay. So I'm not the only one. I'm gonna say something, and you guys may agree with it, or you may tell me to kick rocks, and that's okay. Um, I hate that. I hate that we are all so conditioned. Like, yes, it's polite. Yes, it's proper. Yes, it's manners, all those things. But what happens is through the years, we are then conditioned to practice gratitude or perform it rather than having authentic gratitude and to feel it. And they're totally different. I'm almost 35 and it's taken me my whole life to figure that out. When you just say the words and you're just like, oh, hey, thanks. Like, you gave me the ugliest pair of socks I've ever seen, but thank you. What does that teach us? Nothing. So when you actually start to slow down and to really appreciate the things that are in your life, you're able to have a deeper connection with your family members, with your spouses, with your friends. And even this sounds crazy. I promise I'm really not crazy, but even with the things in your life. So my home was built in 1997. It needs a whole lot of love and a whole more lot of work. And I used to be very frustrated with my home. And then I was like, you know what? I am grateful that I even have it. I'm grateful that we have this place to call ours, that we can repair it. We can do whatever. We can put in the love. And when you start trying to appreciate and be grateful for the messy things, and you start to kind of see that your pain and maybe some of the messy parts of your life, those were actually preparing you for your purpose. And when you can appreciate those messy moments, that's when you can actually start stepping into that. And another thing that I started to learn is that when you actually start to feel gratitude, it changes everything. It changes your energy, it changes your mindset, and it really is the beginning of your comeback story. So, when I was in this shift and I was trying to figure it out, I felt stuck. Have any of y'all ever felt stuck? Here again in the chat, hand raised, nod, anybody? Okay. Yes. So, me too. I was stuck emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Like, I was operating my life out of fear and chaos and the weight of everything around me. And I was constantly stuck in the why me attitude. Why did all these things happen to me? But gratitude transitioned that into watch me. That's a powerful shift. So I did not do this miraculously. I did do it on my own. Have any of you guys ever heard of the book The Magic by Rhonda Byrne? Maybe. No. Okay. So The Magic by Rhonda Byrne is a book that is all about gratitude, and it was recommended to me. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm going to read some book. It's going to change my life. Like, sure it is. I was super skeptical. The Magic is a 28-day prompt, like a journal prompt. And basically, there are 5 to 10 pages maybe for each day, and you read something and then you journal about it. And she gives you very specific questions to start to journal about and what to be thankful for or grateful for. And it's really cool because it's not just like at first, your first mission is 10 things every single day. It can be complex, it can be your dog, it can be that you have a car or clothes or whatever. But then as the book goes on, she has you start thinking deeper about gratitude and about the different aspects of gratitude because growing up, I grew up in a Christian family and we always prayed before dinner. Thank you for this meal that we're about to receive. Well, we never prayed for the farmers. We never prayed for the cattlemen or the fishermen. We never prayed for the truck drivers who delivered that food. And all of these people who also brought this meal together. And that kind of hit a light bulb for me because I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, this meal didn't just happen. Like, the people in the grocery store that have to stock the shelves or whoever it is. So it goes from that to even talking about like getting a speeding ticket. And Kathy, I saw you check your speed. No, just teasing. But getting a speeding ticket and being grateful for the police officers that are keeping you safe. Being grateful that they stopped you so that you didn't harm someone else or so that you did arrive to your destination safely. And that was powerful to me too, because I don't know about y'all, but if I ever got a speeding ticket, I was like, man, why me? Everybody else is speeding. Everybody else is going 20 miles faster than I am. Like, why me? But then you start thinking about it. You're like, no, like, thank you for protecting me from whatever it was. Um, so when you start to practice this day by day, it starts to really have an effect on your life and a very positive one at that. So that's what I did. I would read the chapter and I would journal. And I like some days it was very hard to think of 10 things that I was grateful for. And I know that sounds terrible. As a person who has a home, a healthy marriage, a whole bunch of dogs, like I have a lot of things to be grateful for. But sometimes we can't see those things because in some form or fashion, we are broken and our mind's a mess and we're a mess and we're sad or we're mad or we're whatever we are. And it's very hard to feel gratitude and all of those emotions at the same time. But what was awesome was that the more that I wrote about the things that I was grateful for, the more that I felt the things that I was grateful for. And the more that I practiced this, my entire outlook started to change in the most positive way that I had ever experienced in my whole life. Now, I will say this, gratitude did not change my circumstance overnight, but it did change me. And anybody who knows me today that also knew me 3 to 5 years ago would tell you I am not the same person that I used to be. And now that is one of the top things at my gratitude list is that I'm not the person that I used to be because now I'm more positive and I'm more grateful. And when I started to realize that, that changed absolutely everything. So, Tina told you guys that I founded the Empowerment Comeback and the framework that goes there too. So, what it's important to know is that gratitude is not a soft practice. That kind of is hard to have a understanding of that sometimes. Gratitude is difficult, and sometimes it's very difficult to receive that. Um, but it also is the exact key to help you start to come back from what was broken. And that's one of the coolest things that you can experience because when you are focused so hard on the messy, as I call it, or the broken, and you can't see all of the good and the positive around you, like you're holding yourself back from your comeback. That's where the whole empowerment comeback comes from. And in addition to that, gratitude starts to transition your eyes to everything that's still good. It reminds you you have survived 100% of your hardest days. 100%. Think back to your worst day. We all have one. We all have a worst day. But you are strong enough that you survived that day. You survived that day, and you're going to survive the other days ahead of you that may not be sunshine and rainbows. You're here. You're breathing, and you are stronger than you think. Gratitude allows all of that to come together and to be possible. Also, gratitude turns your focus from being the victim and the why me to being the creator of possibility. And that is so powerful because when you start to sit there and you start to think about, well, all of these limiting beliefs that I had before, they no longer serve me. And now I have all of this huge ball of opportunity and possibility that just awaits for me to open it and to be receptive to it. That is huge. I wish I had known now that like at 15 or so, because my life would have been totally different. I want to challenge you guys right now, very quickly. You can just take a moment, but in the chat or, Kathy, if you're driving, think it out loud or say it out loud. Say one thing that you're grateful for, big or small. I just want to see what it is. It doesn't matter what it is, big or small. y'all can put them in the chat so that I can see them. That would be fantastic. My
I'm grateful that
strength.
my car still works.
That's your car, what?
That my car still works.
Yes.
That her car gets her where she needs to go.
Yes. I see my life. I see my strength.
Very
All
good.
of these are, uh, sorry, Lori, I'm trying. I'm on my cell phone. What'd Lori say?
Oh, she's grateful for her marriage. It was the biggest teacher. Yes. I know.
Yes.
Lori
I
shared
would
that.
not be where I am right now if it weren't for that marriage and what I endured because of the fact that it opened up that door to that healing journey that led me to this moment and
Yes.
to bringing me into alignment.
Very.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say being grateful for the messy, for the bad, for the pain. That is a very hard gratitude lesson to learn. And it absolutely changes like everything for you when you start to really feel and believe that. Or the people who wronged you, like whatever it is, that is so beautiful and powerful. I am so proud of you and you, Tina. Like it's amazing and it's hard, especially very soon afterwards.
It's very hard. Yes. Michaela had her hand up.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
Michaela.
It's okay. I thank God for the strength, the fighting spirit that He gave me from birth. That when challenges come up, I might cry in the beginning for like a good 10 minutes, and then I'm like, all right, let's get through this. Shoulder down, let's go. I am
Yes.
thankful for that.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Today I'm driving in the car because I'm also doing DoorDash, and Laura and I doing DoorDash, and I'm just sitting in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'm a coach, and I'm doing DoorDash, and I'm like, I said, you know what, Tina, I'm proud of you. This is what I said in the car. I said, I am proud of you because there's nothing to be ashamed of. Because at first I said, what the heck, DoorDash, like really? But you know what? I'm fitting it in my schedule. I got things done in the morning. I got things done later. I'm fitting it in my schedule. And there's nothing to be ashamed of doing something that may be outside of your business because it's out of my business, okay? I'm not going to lie. It's totally out of my business. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm like it's just a fill-in for now. It's temporary. That's all.
Yes.
That's all it is. So there's nothing to be ashamed of because I could be sitting home wallowing in self-pity instead of doing that. Like I decided today not to attend 2 networking meetings because I said they're not a return on my investment. I'm going to go out and make money. And that's what I did. So I was intentional with that today. Tomorrow, I'm fitting it in when I can fit it in. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you because I am grateful that I'm able to have a car. I have the strength to do it,
Hmm.
the energy to do it, and it's easy. It really is easy. It's not hard at all. Okay. So just wanted to share that.
No, absolutely. That's fantastic. And the fact that you can break it down and start to be grateful for things on different levels, that's even better. So I'm super proud of all of y'all, and that is awesome that you even had one thing to put in the chat because a year ago, if somebody would have asked me what I was grateful for, I've been like, I don't know. Life
Yeah.
stuff sometimes. I don't know. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. You guys are already better than I was a year ago. So proud of all of you.
Thank
But
you.
what's really cool is gratitude. Like, look at gratitude. Gratitude just brought us all together. Like, it's connection, it's community, and it's energy. Like, we are virtual right now. And when you guys were talking about what your gratitude or grateful for, like, I can feel that. I can feel it. And that is the coolest thing. That's one of my favorite things about being a motivational speaker is that when you see that shift in the room, it is so cool to feel it on stage. And I just felt it tonight. And that's really awesome.
Thank you.
But it, yeah, but it also reminds us that we are not alone. and it lifts us up. Like anytime that I'm having a rough day, and I just told my niece this because she's going through some things in her life. And I was like, look, I don't care if you're mad and you're screaming or you're crying or you're wherever you are in that moment. Start thinking about what you're grateful for. I was like, because you cannot be angry and grateful in the same moment. You can't do it. And y'all, I love my little niece and she's adorable. She's 15. And she said, Aunt Robin, that sounds nuts and I love you, but I don't know about that. I was like, all right, next time you get angry, try it.
Yeah,
She texted me this morning and said, I got angry today and I wrote down what I was grateful for, and you're number one, and I feel much better.
good, good.
Like, wow, I'm so proud of her. But, anyways, that's a whole nother thing. Um, so we've talked about how gratitude can, being grateful for gratitude can help you with the messy parts, and being grateful for those messy parts can open up all these opportunities. But I do want you guys to understand that just because you're grateful for them does not make them go away. And that was something that I struggled with because I was like, well, if I'm grateful for it, like it should just erase that pain. But it doesn't. But it does transform that pain. And it transforms how you use that pain and the energy around it, like the energy that you put into it and how you think about it, how you perceive it. And if you can start to understand that those things happened for you and it wasn't to you, or the why me attitude, it changes everything. Um, So I have another challenge for you guys. Starting tonight or tomorrow morning, if you're like me and you're really sleepy and you're like, Robin, my brain is done. I can't do anything else today. I want you to start your own little version of the magic. And for 28 days, write down 10 things that you're grateful for. They can be very, very simple. They can be very complex. They can be anything in the world that you want to be grateful for. But I want you to sit with those and really think about them. Like if you say that you're grateful for your strength, why are you grateful for your strength? What has it helped you do? And reflect on those, sit with those. And if you meditate or if you just sit with your thoughts, pay attention to how you feel before and pay attention to how you feel afterwards. If you're like me, your heart might be kind of racing, but you feel very calm. You might feel kind of tingly, but you also feel very like energized and like the world is your oyster and just very positive. So I challenge you to do that 10 things, whatever it is. And if you need an accountability partner, I will be that person for you. You are welcome to message me and say, hey, hold me accountable. I really want to do this challenge. Um, but when you do these things, your clarity will like, grow, your peace will expand, your heart will become more open. And it doesn't just change your moments and how you see your moments. It starts to really change your mindset.
Mm.
And that's what I love. So gratitude is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your comeback. And I finish with this every time, and tonight's no different. Your past does not define you, but it does prepare you. So that's all I got. You guys were amazing. Thank you so much. I am open to any Q&A, whatever you guys want to know about me or my journey. I will put my contact information in the chat too. But yeah, whatever you guys got, I'm open.
Awesome. Thank you, Robin, so much. And we're going to take another picture because Lakeisha came in the room.
Yay.
And Lakeisha, sorry about that. I didn't know there was a different link, but I always try to put the link in the Facebook chat. And it's in your calendar invite, I hope. All right, so let's take another photo because I want to make sure that we include Lakeisha. Kathy, all right, Kathy's there. Kathy, what happened? You got out of the car? Okay. All right. On the count of three, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Thank you. All right. We have Lakeisha now in the room. All right.
Yay.
Questions for Robin.
I do have a question, Robin.
Mhm.
You were saying when your niece was angry and you told her to be grateful. What could she be grateful for because she couldn't be angry and grateful at the same time?
Hmm.
What? Why did you do that again? Because being angry about something is a valid emotion.
So it is, and that's a very great point and question. So she had come to me a few days ago and said, I don't know what to do with my anger. I'm just so angry all the time because so her situation is without spilling all of their stuff is that she has a brother who they're working through some things with the brother that are they're very big deals, but she tends to
Mm.
take the brunt of them and they're not really getting any better, and so she needs to be able to channel her energy into a different situation, or a different mindset, because otherwise she just stays angry, which is not healthy because then she can't move forward and she just has more resentment to her brother. So there is groundwork behind all of that. Like my niece follows everything that I do, and she knows that if she has a question or if something doesn't feel right, she can ask me, but she also knows that I'm the first person that she calls when she's angry because she wants to make sure that it is a valid emotion and that she's not overreacting because she used to do that, and that she can handle it in a very mature way. To be 15, she's way more mature than like some 50-year-olds I know. Um, so that all that being said, it was for her and because it helps me. So if I know that there's nothing that I can do about a situation, but it has angered me or it has made me sad, sad is harder. But if I can find things to be grateful for in that moment, like I'll give you guys a very short example. Our bathroom, we found black mold in it and we needed to repair it, and it's been like an ongoing thing for a very long time. I don't want to admit how long. And I was so angry because it wasn't finished and we didn't have A, B, or C that we needed. And I just went and sat on the concrete slab because it's down to the studs. And I just sat there and out loud just started thinking about what I was grateful for. I was grateful that we even had a home, that we had a bathroom, that we were able and that we had the strength and the willingness to be able to fix it ourselves. And so it helps me be able to control my emotions when there's nothing that I can do about it, and being angry doesn't really help anything. So that was my coaching advice for her, and I've used that with other people as well, and they seem to really like it. Like if you need your 10 minutes, or there's a podcast out there that says that you get 5 minutes, which I don't know about five, I like 10 better, to be angry or sad or mad or whatever it is, take that 10 minutes. But then for your health and for your mental, your mindset, start thinking about what you're grateful for, because those anger emotions, they just breed hate and they just build this bundle of fire in you. And it's not the good kind of fire that gets you real fired up to love other people. Did I
Right.
answer your question? I hope I did.
That was a great point. Michaela,
You
did that answer
you,
your question?
you did. I'm just worried about whenever I hear someone try to talk someone out of having a valid emotion instead of teaching them how to navigate it. Because
Mm,
I work in a building full of people who don't know what to do with their emotions. It's like working with children. And that's where it started. People saying, oh, no, don't be angry. As opposed to, yes, you have every right to be angry. Just don't kick a hole in the wall or hit someone. Or
right.
that's why I asked. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
funny you said
Yeah.
that, Michaela, because literally, because my oldest son works in a group home, right? So he works in a group home with older men, and one is like half paralyzed. And so it's very interesting for him to come back to me with, you know, his techniques that he does, because he has one client that's like miserable. He hates his life. He wants to die, and how he deals with him, and how, because, and a lot of people have quit, but my son has been able to flip it enough so that this man isn't completely miserable every darn day, to try to get him to look on the brighter side of the most minute things, because this is a man that's paralyzed on one side, smokes too much, like my son has to change his pamper, like I'd probably be mad and miserable too. But he So yeah, so it's interesting. Like he incorporates a lot of that. Like we just had our own mold issue. That's why I sound like this. And so the insurance company took all the stuff out of our basement. And so now we have to move. And so he repeated back to me what I said to him. Well, at least now we don't have to move all that stuff and everything will be clean and we can donate what we need to. Like, so him and I have completely found the bright side. We're like, this isn't so bad after all, because everything else is easy. So yeah, same technique.
It's
I love
exactly right.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. I want to share something that happened to me on Saturday. So I was meeting with Steph and Dawn because Dawn and Steph, so Robin, Dawn, who's not here tonight, is in our community, and Steph Padro, who you met at the speakers competition. And I was supposed to meet them to give them something. And I just came in the place. It was a Panera bread. Like I went there up to them and I just started crying. Like I
Oh,
just like lost it right there in Panera Bread in front of Steph and Dawn. Okay. Now I was coming from my house because my son is there. We're changing the locks. We're doing some work here. And I just like started crying. And I'm like, and they were just like hugging me. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. I wasn't
that's
crying on
response.
the way there. I was just like crying when I saw them. And they said, what's wrong? I said, I just feel so overwhelmed. But you know what I'm grateful for? That I have the two of you right here now to hug me and to talk. So it's those little things to be grateful. When I walked out of there, I felt so much better. But it was that moment. So when we are feeling a moment of despair, maybe there is something to be grateful for. There
That's
really.
absolutely true. I love that. And I just virtual hug, like
Thank you,
you
thank you,
can
thank
you can cry on my shoulder anytime. It is
you.
a very overwhelming stuff. Like life is overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah,
But I'm so proud of you that you found a grateful moment even when you were, because I bet you like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, that would have not been the same circumstance.
no, no,
No.
not at all, not at all. And here's the thing too, for me, this is my personal experience. I never would feel my feelings.
Yes.
I would just, everything's great. Everything's great.
Yes.
I'm
I have
good.
a t- I have a talk about that too.
I'm good.
Absolutely. We just
Mask
bottle
it.
them all down.
Got to
Yes.
put the mask on every day. Got to put the mask on. No, you don't have to have a mask. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Tanisha and Lori have their hand up. Tanisha.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Sunday on our way to church, sun was really, really bright and it was in my face and my husband was driving and I was like, oh my God, the sun is too much. Get out
I
of my
know,
face.
right?
And the kids were back there and I snapped out of it and I was like, no, 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 I'm not gonna complain about the sun because there are some people who don't get to experience it. The sun is a beautiful thing and it
It is.
brings brightness and joy and light to the world. And what would we be if we was in a dark world? So I instantly caught myself, changing it up, not only because of the kids, but because why are we complaining about the
Ah,
sun? The sun is a beautiful thing.
It is. I know, but
Um,
when we're driving and the sun is glaring and we can't
yeah, so
see, I know. I
I
know.
tried to see the greatness in it. And I'm gonna continue to work on trying to catch myself when I get in a spirit of complaining and ungratefulness. I'm gonna try to hurry up and reverse it as quickly as I can. Sometimes I may not be as quick because I want to be have a pity party and be stuck in it, but I'm gonna try my best, and eventually I'll get if I'm consistent, I'll get to the point where it becomes a normal thing. So yeah.
Good, good. And I will challenge all of you the 28 days, 10 things you're grateful for. I would love for you to post in our Facebook group, not the chat, the Facebook group, 10 things you're grateful for. Get into the practice of doing that. I know me, 10 things is a lot sometimes, 10 things, but you can think of 10 things. I know I could think of 10 things. And it's really pushing us and being intentional. There's a lot of things to be grateful. I'm grateful I don't watch the news anymore. I cut off cable. I no longer. So my dad calls me tonight to tell me something about the news. I said, Dad, I don't have the cable anymore. I don't watch the news. He said, Oh my God, how do you know what's going on? I said, I'm living in the Netflix bubble. And I didn't even know when the shutdown was back, was open. I didn't know anything. I don't even know if there's a shooting going on or whatever. But I'm living in a Netflix bubble and I love it. And my dad was like, What the heck are you doing? I'm like, I could go on my computer and check the news, but I choose not to.
Yeah. So healthy.
Oh, yeah, it's not healthy. So, anyway, Lori,
Oh
question.
wait, can I comment on Tanisha really fast?
Oh, yes, go ahead. Of
Just
course.
very quickly. So Tanisha, that is incredible and that is a huge step. Um, and one chapter in the magic actually challenges you to do a 7-day challenge with no complaints.
Wow.
And then she challenges you to do a month. So here I am again with my accountability partner stuff. When you
Wow.
think a complaint, write it down.
Oh
And then later go back and reflect on it. And then the second thing is if you have a best friend, a spouse, somebody who is with you a lot, ask them. If I complain, call me out on it. Because that is not the person I want to be. So that one's hard, and you have to have a person in your life that you trust to do that from a good place and not to belittle or condescend you. But those 7 days, oh, I ran through almost a whole notebook because life decided to really make me go through a challenge.
Yeah.
Write them down, get an accountability partner, have them hold you accountable. It's incredible. That's all. Sorry. I get carried away, but it's very incredible.
Oh, but that is incredible. 7 days, huh? Without complaining. Whoa. I gotta
Yeah.
catch myself. Lori.
7 days without a complaint?
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, I gotta try this.
I know.
I would like to try 7 days without apologizing for nothing because that's something I still do a lot of.
I do that a lot too, Lori. And people say to me, Why are you apologizing? I said, I don't know.
I don't know. I just figure, years of abuse kind of fucked with my head. But anyway, not what I wanted to say. What I was gonna say was, one of the things I can say was, I had a period yesterday where I couldn't find the gratitude when, like you had mentioned before, like, when you're angry, it's kind of hard, at least for me. But what happened? So like yesterday, went to go move the things out of my house, out of my old house. So it was a giant shit show. My mother's making it all about her feelings and how it's affecting her in a negative way, not even asking how I'm doing in any of this. I show up, she is freaking out because the U-Haul's too low or too small, and they all the shit. I guess my father, ex-father-in-law was there, the stepfather was there. They were being rude. They weren't, and I knew they weren't going to speak to me. But anyhow, wasn't really bothered by that. But that was also the time where my mother decided to utilize that time to basically let me know how disappointed she was with my life decisions, especially now with choosing to grow my business and not get a full-time job. All of these things are happening. I'm having no support. I am surrounded by people who are shutting me and treating me like shit. And I'm still being polite to them because that's how I like to show up for the world. I wasn't nice, but I wasn't rude. And, I have my mom who is, her car connected to her Bluetooth while she was on the phone with my sister talking shit about me. It was a whole thing. And I was able to hold it together, get the job done. And there was a point in time where I would have lost my ever loving shit. And I would have been, I would have reacted and I would have snapped. And I would never have actually been able to tell my mother, as she's telling me how she doesn't agree with my decisions, being able to look at her and say, Mom, I am the happiest I have been in a long time. And I said, I know that what I'm doing is going to be successful. It is successful. And I go, and amazing things are around the corner for me. And I believe that, and I believe in myself.
Good.
So I am not disappointed with the decisions that I'm making. So my story is that there was a time where I would have let her get into my head. I would have turned around and got a full-time job. I would have fallen into an emotional spiral, no emotional control or stability, and drank myself into oblivion. And I am not that woman today. I got to show up with grace, remember to take deep breaths, and keep myself grounded. And
Yes.
even though people were shitting on me, I didn't reciprocate with their nasty attitude. I just kept focused on what I needed to. And at the very end, when my husband's uncle was the last one to leave, I just looked at him and I said, well, that's the last of it. And he just looked at me, not knowing what to say. And I said, you take care.
I
And I
love that.
walked away.
You
and
know,
that, and that mean, and I was able to take some time, feel my anger. I did end up getting hysterical, vented to my roommate. And then I was able to find a place of calm and be like, wow, have I grown? And I was able to find gratitude in that. So I'm done. Good night.
I love that. Have a great night, Christina.
Sorry, I know you. I'm sorry. It's 8:00. So
Yeah. No, we're going to be ending. I just want to thank you, Lori, for sharing that, because that is when we come to a place where we're confident in ourselves and we know that what we're doing is we're making the right decisions, and we don't need the approval of other people. Because I would be like my dad to this day, like now. I mean, he wants me to go back and live with him back at the house that I grew up in. Because, oh my God, I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? That's my 91-year-old dad. He wants me to move in where I grew up. I don't think so, Dad. Okay? I don't think so. Okay? I'm doing just fine. Thank you for offering that opportunity that I will decline. Okay? And yeah, so anyway, I know Michaela has to leave because I'm glad I took the pictures. But any questions? I want to thank Robin. Robin, I want to thank you so much for being here. Was there anything that you guys took away? I think I would love for you to do the 28 days challenge every day, write 10 things in the Facebook group. I think that would be great to do.
I'm wondering if
mine too.
I'm wondering if, because you want to do it for 27 days every day, what if instead of 10, you cut it down to like 3 to 5 a
No,
day?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No?
10? It has
Nope.
to be 10.
It's 10 a day.
I
That's
mean,
the
I can
challenge.
find it. I'm just wondering because I just always have heard 3 to 5 a
So in the
day.
magic, she pushes you, and that's the whole point.
Gotcha. Oh, so this is the whole
point.
program. Got
Yeah,
it.
It's
Rhonda Byrne.
No, this
Rhonda
is
Byrne,
this.
yeah, it's a whole thing. Like the 28-day challenge, she starts you very small, and then it very much expands. So that's the whole challenge, is to push yourself. And Lori, I know full-heartedly that you can do this, and I'm here to help you along the way.
I think I'm going to make my basketball girls do that because I'm about to strangle them. No, like,
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
I love my girls. I really do. Like, they're 6th through 8th graders. So you've got literally like 11 through like 13, 14. But I think that getting them to do like, and I'll do a condensed version, like Lori said, like I'll probably do like 3 things for them to be grateful for, that we do this thing, and I'll have them do it. We do stretches, but we do, during our stretch, we do butterflies, right? Our legs and butterfly. But what we do when we do butterflies is that there's a magic watch, apparently. And so the magic watch we pass around, and when you get the watch, you say where you're flying to. So as we're stretching our legs out in the butterfly and flapping our wings, which is doing our butterfly exercise, every time when you get the watch, you say where you're going. So I've gotten England, I've gotten Spain, Florida, whatever. It's very cute. So I think that when we're flapping our wings and we're flying away as butterflies, I'm going to also have them say like 2 or 3 things that they're grateful for. And I think it'll be a really great intro to practice, because stretching is our intro to practice, to try to start them out on like a positive note, especially teenage girls. Especially teenage girls, because at middle school, like I'm lucky at middle school, so I'm planting seeds. So like just like with your niece, like I'm planting seeds, so I know whatever I do, it blossoms, because I have girls that are now in the high school that are still C. And whatever seat, like they reminded me that I said, you know, we are as only strong as our weakest link, or my winning mentality, or they remind me when I said, okay, I want you to give me 100% of your personal best. And they're like, no, coach, you said 110%. So everything I say, they pay attention to and they carry it out.
I love
I
that.
love that.
Well, on that note, it is past 8, so I want to thank all of you for coming, and the replay will be in the school community. Robin, I will send you, of course, the replay, and so you can have it. But thank you so much, Robin, for doing your talk, and thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Next week is our monthly mastermind, so I will see you all next week.
Yes. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Have a great
Thank
night.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.